Chapter 284. After receiving the order to take charge of the Misty Mountain while the Divine Tree had to go on a distant journey, the nine-tailed fox stood on a mountain peak, looking up at the sky. She knew the Divine Tree was heading into space to seek help for the upcoming battle, and the night sky, with its shining stars, was truly beautiful. Even though the battle was drawing near, the nine-tailed fox's face showed no trace of fear. Perhaps because she genuinely believed the Divine Tree would find a way to face the fierce battle ahead. The night sky was still filled with glowing stars, and clouds drifted sparsely across the sky. It was a dreamy scene, but this view likely wouldn't last long, as war was approaching. At that moment, the Divine Tree had transformed into a dragon and flew straight into space, heading toward the green planet that it had mentioned earlier. After a long journey, the Divine Tree finally arrived, but since it was uncertain what awaited it on this planet, it couldn't afford to let its guard down. The green planet, similar to Earth, was surrounded by an endless green hue and encircled by white clouds. This planet must be quite far from Earth, as even though the Divine Tree had traveled at incredible speed, it still took half a month to reach it. The Divine Tree decided to ascend to the 6th level on this planet, likely because this planet possessed a power strong enough for it to absorb. The Divine Tree said, "On this planet, I can ascend to the extraordinary 6th level." Right after speaking, without wasting any more time, the Divine Tree immediately sped into the planet to explore, but suddenly, something stopped it. The Divine Tree was surprised and exclaimed, "What is this?" It turned out that the green planet had a white barrier surrounding it, and that barrier prevented the Divine Tree from entering. Inside the green planet, strangely, everything emitted a blue glow rather than the green seen from the outside, and the plants here thrived well, just like on Earth. On the green waters there sat a strange frog with a glowing nozzle on its head and red eyes, sitting on a lotus leaf, a creature unlike anything found on Earth. Suddenly, a leg resembling that of a deer stomped the ground forcefully, causing the surrounding earth to shatter. It was a creature with the upper body of a human and the lower body of another being, a severely injured half-human girl, with blood flowing profusely from her body. Her lifeless eyes were losing consciousness, her face void of emotion, and a long streak of blood ran from her head down to her eyes. Moments later, having lost too much blood, she collapsed hard onto the ground, the impact causing the earth around her to crack and dust to rise. Meanwhile, up in the sky of this planet, blue lights continued to shine across the sky, creating a truly dreamy scene. Suddenly, the sky shattered, forming a massive crack in the air, and the once blue sky transformed into the color of the universe. It was caused by the roots of the Divine Tree. Since it couldn't enter the planet through normal means, it had to break through space to get inside. However, even so, the Divine Tree could only extend one of its roots inside and couldn't bring its entire body through. But even so, a wood dragon was too large for the scale of this planet. The Divine Tree shouted in frustration. "Damn it! It took me half a month to get past this planet's barrier!" Finally, the Divine Tree reached the surface of the planet, a poetic planet bathed in beautiful green and blue lights. To break through the barrier, the Divine Tree had to lower the power of the wood dragon to the extraordinary 2nd level to break through space and send a wood dragon to explore. At this moment, the true form of the Divine Tree was still outside the planet, controlling the wood dragon that had made it to the surface. The Divine Tree said, "This barrier might have been destroyed directly, but there is a spiritual wave linked to it. Destroying it would cause unnecessary problems. Therefore, the Divine Tree sought out the weakest point of the barrier to break through the void and send a wood dragon to the planet's surface. But every time the Divine Tree approached the shield, there was a risk of shattering the surrounding space, so it had to lower itself to the extraordinary 2nd level to silently pass through the shield without causing a disturbance. It would take another half-month for the Divine Tree's entire body to enter the planet, so for now, it needed to act slowly and avoid fighting the powerful creatures of this planet right away. The Divine Tree then decided to survey the surroundings of this planet first, commanding the wood dragon to move swiftly forward. Suddenly, something caught the Divine Tree's attention. It was the half-human girl we saw earlier, who had collapsed on the ground due to her severe injuries. She was still unconscious, and her fate remained unknown. The Divine Tree stood before a creature it had never encountered on Earth. Its entire body emitted a purple light to demonstrate its power before this new being. The girl had been unconscious for a while, her body covered in wounds that were still oozing blood. 2 sharp horns protruded from her head. This was the girl's status, extraordinary second level. Innate talent close to nature. Nature's children can harness the power of nature and control vines, even plants. Special ability shape shift, can merge with various creatures and alter their forms. Healing, can heal others through the power of life force. Divine blessing, a race blessed by the dream god, possessing a spiritual recovery rate far beyond that of ordinary beings. The divine tree gazed at the strange creature before it, a look of doubt on its face. With the upper half of a human and the lower half of a deer, is this a creature from Western legends? Could this be a life form native to this planet? Her body is covered in wounds, it looks like she's just been through a battle. Her pale body resembled that of a normal human girl. After pondering for a moment, the divine tree decided to use the essence of life to save the girl and later gather information about the planet through her. But what if she wakes up and attacks me right away? Right now, I'm only at the second extraordinary level. Despite the risk, the divine tree chose to save the girl to interrogate her about the green planet. On a tree branch, there was a creature resembling a gecko from Earth, but its legs had fins, and its tail was much longer. After being saved by the divine tree, the girl woke up immediately, her body completely healed. But she was shocked to find herself bound. Though healed, her body still bore some scratches that hadn't fully recovered. Right next to her was the divine tree in human form, standing confidently before the beautiful girl, saying, "Awake now?" A strange creature had appeared and bound her, causing the girl to cry out in shock, "What's happening? Why am I tied up? Let me go!" Seeing the girl panicking, the divine tree extended its hand and said, "Calm down, I'm not your enemy." The divine tree had healed her wounds. The girl looked at her body and saw that her injuries were healed, so she calmed down a little. But then she turned to the divine tree and noticed branches sprouting from its body. For some reason, the air around them became tense. Suddenly, the half-human girl yelled at the divine tree, "Are you the one sent by the ancient tree of life to silence me?" The half-human girl charged at the divine tree, shouting, "I will kill you!" "Wait! I already said I'm not your enemy." Just as the divine tree expected, the half-human girl indeed attacked, so it decided to suspend her in midair to wait for her to calm down before talking. The divine tree approached her and said directly, "I told you I'm not your enemy. Can't you listen to what I'm saying?" Suddenly, the half-human girl began to whimper, tears streaming down her face. Then she started crying loudly, causing the divine tree to panic and shout, "Damn it! Stop crying like that! Don't make me bully you. I'm a being from another planet, here seeking help. I'm nothing like the ancient tree you just mentioned." The divine tree continued, "I came here to find companions." After hearing everything, the girl seemed to understand what the divine tree was saying and stopped crying, looking at it with more focused eyes. Seeing that the girl had calmed down, the divine tree decided to continue the conversation. "Can you tell me everything about this world?" Though the girl understood what the divine tree was asking, her expression didn't change as she simply replied, "Let me go. What do you want to know? I'll tell you everything." End of chapter 284.